Okay, Nora, we are here to celebrate the launch of your tiny course, which is called
Embodying Your Brand.
Yes, congratulations. This is such a great achievement. Let me have a little sip.
Thank you very much.
Tell me, how long have you wanted to create your own tiny course, or any course for that matter?
Oh my gosh. I have been wanting to create courses for a good 3 years, if not longer.
Okay. Yeah.
They were like inside of me waiting.
Okay. And
And
had you made any attempts to do that?
no. I
And
think I kept questioning myself. Well, what are you
okay.
going to do? What are you going to talk about? Yeah.
Okay. All right. So then you enrolled in my tiny course about how to create a tiny course. So tell me about that experience. How did that, like, was it different to what you expected? How did it help you actually take that goal that you'd had for a few years and actually make it happen? And
Yeah.
interestingly, because you said you had a few ideas, when you actually enrolled in the course, were you clear on which idea you were going to go with, or yeah, over
Very
to
good.
you.
Yes. So when I saw your website, I was looking at actually selling the recording of a webinar that I did. And I've got a WordPress website and I'm fairly competent, and skilled on doing things behind the scenes on different platforms. So I thought I'll just put it on my website. But it proved an absolute nightmare mentally. I think I just was very challenged to put this out in a format that I was happy with. And then I was very clear as I was perusing your website that your methodology was concise, simple, and straight to the point. And I thought, okay, I know what I want to do. I've got 3 courses in my head, in my body, everywhere. They're like bursting to come out. So I'm just going to enroll in Create a Tiny Course because I want to use my creativity for the course and I want Danny's course to be the container for that. So I just followed step by step, literally without questioning anything, because I knew like that you were being like the container holding my hand. And I was allowed to kind of fully express what I wanted to do, fully, explore the creativity. And because I follow the prompts and the prompts were so clear and so also so quick. And when you say it, at some point it says on the landing page that it's short. And I thought, yeah, that's me. I don't complete this otherwise. So this was the perfect container for birthing this course. And in fact, I started on the second one already.
Yeah, amazing. So because one of the first lesson really helps you clarify the actual idea for your course. So did you go into that with the 3 ideas, or were you, as I said, did you already go, no, I'm going to do the soul branding one first?
Well, this is part of the process I usually do with clients. So we take at least a month to go through the discovery process of what it is, the brand essence, what are the soul images, what are the soul words. So there is a methodology there already that I follow. So I wanted to compress these in courses. So people doing DIY websites or people embarking on a project, and commissioning a designer, they could clarify things themselves. So this is the step 1, very much. And I knew that even though I'm more tempted to talk about, how to create a website, and how to make it a magnet for your clients, I knew that this needed to be the first step, because when people do this well, then everything else flows with ease. Basically.
So it made
I
sense.
just applied myself to embodying your brand.
So I'm going to bring up your course offer page so we can just have a quick look, and just for anyone who's curious as to what it actually looks like when it's actually published. So Nora's done this on the Thinkific platform, which is where I'm currently doing all of mine. I may actually be changing that shortly. But yeah, it's a really nice, simple process. And actually, do you know what I was thinking, Nora? I mean, yours looks so much more beautiful than any of mine, I've got to say. And I was just like, how did you do that? So, and I know that some of my clients need help with this. So I'm kind of going to put you on the spot here for a minute.
Okay.
Is formatting, like helping someone like format their sales page, like in Thinkific, like maybe they've got all the words already in, and that kind of thing. Is that anything that interests you, that you like?
It's funny because I have been asked this question so many times before. Can you do things on Kajabi? Can you do things on Thinkific? And I've always declined because I wanted to focus on one thing. But now that I've done this course, I love it. So yes, definitely.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, I'll, if anyone's struggling, I'll send them your way. And you can decide what to do from there. Okay. So there's a quick little preview for anyone that's interested. So now what I wanted to talk about is my experience of your course, because I have gone through it, and I did that on the weekend, and it was so much fun, and it was very clarifying. And I got to say, it is different to what I expected, in that it's very, let me try and get this right. Which is it? Oh God, is it left brain that's more creative, more?
Oh,
like one side of the brain is, like normally when you're doing the course, it's like, I mean, it's sort of like mine, it's like slides, and it's very, but I really loved how yours was like, it was really activating those both sides of the brain, and those the exercises that you guide us through. I guess that was the unexpected bit. I didn't I loved it. It was a really lovely surprise, but I'm like, wow, it wasn't sort of academic and thinky,
yes.
So in one of the first activities where you guide us through connecting with the true essence of our brand, I wanted to share a couple of like things that came to mind for me. So I wrote down at the end of that what I saw is like, and the words I got is like a portal. So in my work, a portal opens. Later on, I had to go, yeah, but what's a portal? Because like, it's like, what a portal is, but what's another way of saying it? And it was like, I had to look it up. So it was like an entrance, a doorway opens, and then this sort of magic happens between me and the client, and it's like, what happens is like words and ideas and epiphanies, it's like they channel through me, or I don't know whether it's like they're in me and they're being drawn up, or they're whatever, but it's like what happens. And I so resonated with this because it's like, yeah, because things come out of my mouth that I'm like, whoa, that was cool, Jack. That was really cool. And the other thing that came down, like I noted, is that like it's for me something to behold. It's something that I witness with awe. And it was like, yeah, and it's almost like when the fireworks finish, it's almost like in a way the portal closes, yeah. So that was and with a few of these I had tears in my eyes when this was, like, yeah, so that was really great. Then the next one was really interesting about the business vision and that exercise that you took us through. And so like this whole container of my brand. So this one was really cool as well. I had this immediately, this sort of vision of someone walking on a path and me coming and walking beside them. So it was like this walking side by side, and it's like in friendship, in sort of intimacy. Yeah. And it's like initially it's just like the whole thing's very casual, but it's sort of like this whole beginning process is me just walking side by side, feeling the essence of who they are and their work. And then from that intimacy and friendship, being able to translate that into practical words and language and even structures that they can operate within so that they can have an impact. And I was like, yeah, love it. And then I'm going to share one more thing.
Yes, please.
So I did the client fascination profile.
Oh, yes.
And I assume you're quite familiar with, which one do you think I came out as?
Oh, I don't guess, but I have a feeling you've got mystique, maybe.
Well, I came out as the rock star.
Oh my God.
Which I kind of like. So
Brilliant. Well, the rock star is innovation,
yeah,
your way, and it's very much like it's the innovation and the passion, isn't it? Those two.
yeah. And
yeah,
the words I wrote down are bold, artistic, unorthodox, revolutionary, and then the sensational was another word. But I thought, yeah.
Which
And
really, in a way, matches, what you're doing, because you operate. It's like you operate literally in a different paradigm. You don't have a free masterclass or a freebie to join your mailing list, which frustrated me in the beginning, because I was like, I want to get to know her. I want to hear her voice. I want to see her speaking. But then, okay, and I thought, wow, there's something here if she operates this way. Then you also have, this whole quiet marketing way of, teaching and offering, and then you link it to the human design. So there's so many layers to the work that make it really, really unique. But also, when you are a rock star, you're embracing all of that. You are planting yourself and you're going, here I am. This is exactly what I do, and this is exactly what I don't do.
Yeah.
It's phenomenal. I'm very pleased. Now you have to almost use that permission to reflect it on the website. So your website and your brand and all of those things, they can be really, unexpected surprises. You can also have a little wackiness as well.
Yeah. Thanks for those ideas, because I know part of me is like because I understand the purpose of that particular part of the course is to it's really about how others perceive me, right?
Yes.
And so it's like, how do you bring that forward? So it's forget the word, but it raises people's fascination, right? Yeah. And so at first it was sort of like I definitely resonate with those words, but at the same time didn't want to go, well, I'm unorthodox and I'm this, and but what with those little examples you gave, that's another way of approaching it, that it's doing without necessarily saying, although there's ways to bring the language in, that kind of thing. So
you can use unusual words, you can use unusual images, you can go completely off track. Like if you're going to be choosing your clothes, you can choose something that is slightly formal and then make, a detail that is like misaligned with a whole look, for example. You're going to find the way.
Things that don't go together.
Yes.
Like quiet marketing. Yeah.
Yes. And so, it's also how people see you.
Yeah.
And your
business. Yeah, that was cool. And so a question I have out of curiosity, when you were saying it was kind of frustrating that I didn't have a freebie thing or whatever, what stands out for me there, it's so important. You're like, I forget how you put it, but you basically, you want to see me animated. You wanted to see my essence, right? And I think that's really important. And what it tells me is there's something I need to highlight more, I guess, in light of that feedback, which was great. I'm wondering whether, did it occur to you at all, like, well, maybe I could go on YouTube and see some of
Yes,
her
I did.
Okay.
Yes, I did go on YouTube eventually.
But this is the thing I'm not making obvious, you know, like there's like a little YouTube like icon somewhere.
Yes,
Do you know what I mean?
I did do quite a few searches on YouTube to see, and then
Yeah.
I found interviews with you,
Yeah.
and I could
Yeah.
feel your energy and I could feel how
Yeah.
you spoke.
Yeah.
But maybe perhaps a tiny little video on your website.
Yeah. Yeah.
That might just solve
Uh,
the whole
uh,
thing. It's very personal. It was just me, you know. Some people are very happy to not have.
well, yeah, look, I think, you know, some coaches are like, video, you got to have everything video. I'm not like that, but I do think people need to see you, definitely, you know. And so, yeah, I could definitely have something on my site. And what's the thing I was going to say there to that? Can't remember. Anyway, great to, yeah, talk about that. So, what I'm going to do is underneath this video, share the link to your course. And I do recommend people do it for sure. Like I'm actually in the process of well, like even today, it'll be finalized tomorrow, having my website refreshed. And so in the last like 1 or 2 weeks, I've been like reviewing a lot of my messaging and my content. It's actually been a lot of fun. So doing what I did with you is also really helpful, you know, for that whole process. So I really recommend people do that. I also recommend people create their own tiny course, of course. And yeah, I mean, gone are the days where really big, long courses are a good idea. You know, people, you know, I'm surely like you're probably the same, Nora, like you've purchased courses and in some cases not only not finished them, but maybe not even started them, you know, because once you purchase and then you realized how freaking big it was, it's like, oh, well, I need to carve out time for that. So, yeah.
But also, I think the way you set this up was really concise, because everything sat on Thinkific. So I wasn't being given, you know, loads of other things and download these and do, you know, everything was on Thinkific. So I always went back to, you know, the videos, to the resources. Once I understood where things were, it was really simple. The simplicity of it is what makes it amazing.
Yeah.
I know I'll be using these formats over and over again.
Yeah.
So
And it's so cool for me to go to someone's course and I'm like, that's just how I do it. It's just so good. And yeah, when the first iteration of this, I was sort of like, you could use Thinkific, you could use this, you could use that, and then I'm like, the next time I kind of refresh it, I'm like, just focus on Thinkific, focus on what I use, because then it just still leaves a question mark for people, like, well, which one should I do? And yeah.
And that, I think that was part of my process as well. I didn't question anything of what you were saying. I didn't go and research other platforms. You know, I didn't check prices. I just stuck with your expertise and follow the to the T.
Yeah.
And that's what I recommend.
Yeah, yeah, cool. So your course has just been launched, and I believe next week you're doing a special sort of live call, discussion call, whatever you call it, so that for new people, they can maybe start doing the course and then come to the call and, you know, pick your brain or something like that. Yeah.
Yes, the call is a live class on Discover Your Brand Essence. It's next Tuesday at, I believe, 2 p.m. UK time. It's on my Facebook, it's on my website, and it's obviously on Thinkific. And we're going to do a little mini taster of what the course is.
Okay.
And then I'm going to open up for questions.
Yeah. So this is for like people who haven't enrolled and they want to get a bit of a sense of view and
Yeah, and the people that do enroll, there is a community component as well. So they can join me in a private community and ask questions, ask for insights, offer insights.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Love it. So good. All right. Well, Nora, thank you for having this conversation. Congratulations again. Cheers to you.
Thank you. Thank you for this course and for asking me to come and talk to you.
Yeah, and I look forward to whatever comes next in your next
Yes.
course. Yeah.
I'll keep you
All
posted.
right. Thank you so much, and bye for now.
Bye bye.